Welcome to the very first episode of Ireland's hottest new music show, About Last Night. I'm Soraya Ryan.
And I'm Callie-Ann Brennan, and we are here at Ballinlough Castle to bring to you a very special guest. Arguably one of the world's most revered DJs, a man who has been at the top of the music and dance scene for decades.
Yes, Callie-Ann, we are very excited to bring you the live performance of none other than Carl Cox. Producer, promoter, DJ and all-round music supremo.
But we'll be chatting all things Coxy to the fans, as well as an exclusive interview with the main man himself.
So this is what you can expect on your first episode, so sit back and enjoy. On it,
Do you know what? I got this, I had normal lipstick on and I kissed one of my friends that had a load of glitter all over her face.
When did you get your tickets?
About 2 months ago.
Same sir, Christmas.
Nice little Christmas present there, isn't it?
And what has he here today?
Cargo. Cox, I followed him around the beach for about 2 months at his boat parties. Literally.
We like the Eve girls. I don't know, do you know the Eve DJs? Are sick. And Boots and Cats. And DJ D's. DJ D's! Yes!
The one thing that has always impressed me about him is how sort of down to earth he is. So I've interviewed him, as I say, a couple of times, but the interviews are maybe 10 years apart. But he remembered me from the first interview by name.
Yeah, about half hour ago we were just talking about how much we love each other and and we're lucky we're still alive and rocking the place.
And it was amazing, it worked really well. And then I went back 2 years later to do the same thing. And as I was playing the same kind of set and no one danced. You know, three people were going, this is amazing, this is really eclectic. And I'm thinking, why are they dancing?
So how excited are you to perform with Carl Cox? It's been nearly 10 years since that gig in the pod.
Yeah, listen, it's been, I'd say it's like being a kid at Christmas Eve. It's been, because I've known about it for 6 months. So I've been busy all summer doing this gig and that gig and flying here and flying there and radio shows and all sorts of stuff. But this one has always been in the back of my mind because it's an honour really to play with him.
It's such a huge gig. It actually is so, that's what I can't get over. It's just like the amount of people out here. Does it ever get nerve-wracking knowing you're going to be performing to such a crowd like that one?
Do you know what? Normally no. I'm doing this a long time and 25 years at this. So normally I wouldn't even think twice about it. I just prepare and do what you got to do. But today coming down, I have to say I was a little bit apprehensive maybe instead of nervous, but yeah.
I'm kind of curious and a little bit nosy. How does this happen? Like, how does it come out where Carl Cox asks you to perform with him? Does he slide into your DMs? Does he give you a call?
No, so I tell you normally how it works is the promoter will pick the opening act. But I think what happened this time round was I have played with Carl a couple of times over the years. Redbox, I did 2 gigs with him in Redbox. I did the Old Point Depot, the 3 Arena. So I've interviewed him a couple of times and I think they put a list together of people that could do the gig and he obviously saw my name and gave the nod. So here
he's like, I like that Al Gibbs guy. We'll throw him on. He's a nice Irish lad. He would be cool for this set.
I'll tell you, the one thing that has always impressed me about him is how sort of down to earth he is. So I've interviewed him, as I say, a couple of times, but the interviews are maybe 10 years apart. But he remembered me from the first interview by name. So he must do. How many interviews does that man do a year? I'd say he's into hundreds, thousands maybe, but he remembered. And I think that's what makes him so special. He's so likeable, everybody loves him, and then he's so talented, and
he's got the whole package. He's got the triple threat thing going on, 100%. I know so many people that are absolutely buzzing to see you perform, but I'm curious, how do you prepare for a set like this?
So I do 2 sets today. I just finished the first one. So I did 3 till 4 o'clock, just the opening set. And then I'm on after him tonight, which is a little bit nerve-wracking because they're the biggest boots in the world to fill as a DJ. So I have put together a couple of different folders of music depending on how he's finishing up his set. Then I'll pick one out of those folders and then just see where it goes. That's all you can do. So you kind of do the prep in, I might play that, I might play that, I might play that. Then you do loads of those and then you just feel it then on the night. You go, okay, this is the vibe, chase it.
This is how the crowd's going. I'm going to go with the crowd.
Go that way. So I would imagine it's going to be techno-y, but I have loads of sort of like old tech. There's loads of new techno mixes, a Jekka and re-rubs of old trance classics. So the Irish will go nuts for that. So it's just to present it in some sort of way. So that's sort of how we do it. Yeah.
That is insane. I'm buzzing to see that. Like I actually cannot wait for doing it. Are you doing anything afterwards? Are you going to an after session? Are you going to enjoy it? What are you going to do after?
I'm going to say obviously I'm playing till the end, and then there's a driver coming to pick us up, and we're going back to Dublin. and Darren Emerson is playing in the Button Factory, so I'll probably go there.
We might go as well. We might join you there.
Yeah, no problem. You're more than welcome.
Thank you so much for chatting to us all. We really appreciate it. Thank you so much.
So if you had to pick 3 top DJs to play at a party, who would it be?
Oh, that's a good question. I think
Horse Meat Disco. Horse Meat Disco.
Oh, okay.
Keep going.
Horse Meat Disco, Honey Dijon, and who did you like at Defected?
Oh my god.
Carol Cox is sick though.
Yeah.
Wait, Fatima Yamaha.
Fatima Yamaha.
Fatima Yamaha.
Melody, Malgrab, Dennis Salter. MK because he's me fucking mate. Carol Cox because we may as well because we're here, and I don't know.
MK, Melody and Carol Cox as well. Love it, guys.
IC as well, Patrick Toppin, can't forget about him.
Let's talk a little bit about your outfits right now. So, yeah, dying for that question. Didn't get ready, got ready in 5 minutes. So, let's talk about braids and hair. Like, is it always colour like this, or?
Not always, but we do like to do extreme. Either it goes between braids, dreads, or wigs.
Okay, love it.
That's it.
And where do you get it done?
It depends. Sometimes we either do. You go.
She makes dreads.
I make dreads.
What's your dreads?
What do you mean?
Company, like, is there
I don't have
name?
a company. I just do them myself. Yeah,
Amazing, amazing.
So if we're doing dreads, I'll make them. If we're getting braids, we get them done by a girl out in Drimnagh. And then if it's wigs, we just buy them online.
Dublin gals, I love it. And then obviously outfits. Then where did all the ensembles come from?
Okay, you go first.
This is from Wild Thing. Yeah. Forever 21 and Boohoo.
Boohoo or Pretty Little Thing?
Yeah, Boohoo or Pretty Little Thing.
And then this is, I think it's Boohoo or Pretty Little Thing, and then that is Shop Easy Tiger. She's like a blogger. So,
Do you have any Irish DJs that you're loving at the moment?
do you know what? I love Mark Gill, but he's not here. He's based in Berlin. But he's now a duo. I think it's Myrn and Gill.
We like the Eve girls. I don't know. Do you know the Eve DJs?
Are sick. And Boots and Cats.
And DJ D's.
DJ D's. Yes.
We are loving your moves.
Oh, I've got all the moves.
How long have you been moving for?
I've been moving for a long time now. I'm 39, so I haven't given it up yet.
How many times have you moved for Carl Cox?
9 times now. This is my ninth session with Carl Cox.
Seriously? So where have you seen him before?
The last time I seen him was in Melbourne, in Australia. I seen him in Perth. Yeah, the Future Music Festival.
Can't remember the rest.
Yeah, it was a year before.
You know it was a good time then.
Last time I seen him in Ireland, he was in the Red Box on Paddy's Day.
Yes. How many years ago was that? Do you remember?
That might have been the last gig he played in Ireland.
That is. It's probably about 10 years.
And I was working as a bouncer.
Oh, were you?
That was the best night I've ever had at work.
So you were having a bit of fun as well and doing a bit of work.
I was standing there with my mic just going.
Whipping out those moves again, were you?
Oh yeah, with the moves out.
Well, thank you so much. Enjoy.
You've just finished your set. You're off stage.
Yeah.
How do you think it went for you?
Well, you tell me. What do you reckon?
I thought it was brilliant. You blew everyone's minds. It was so good.
Yeah, I thought it was pretty good as well, but I'm quite
Skeptical of yourself.
Yeah, well, I don't like to be giving it the large one, but yeah, I liked it.
You were good, don't worry, you were great. But also, were you expecting Carl Cox to make a little appearance at the start of your set?
No, I thought he was going to be sleeping all the way till we got to the gig. We was together last night. Well, not like that. Rewind,
okay.
Rewind selector. We was doing Creamfields yesterday, so we had a bit of not of a late night, but I thought he'd get his head down a little bit. So it was lovely. Yeah, it was a nice surprise to see him. Mate, we go back 30 years now. I've known him 30 years, so we're very, very close. And it's nice to still be together, alive, and working together still. Do you know what I mean?
It is. It's great. No, absolutely.
We're just talking about that, actually. We're just saying.
You were having the chats there about it, were you?
Huh?
You were having the chats about
it?
Yeah.
About half hour ago, we were just talking about how much we love each other, and and we're lucky we're still alive and rocking the place.
Now, Darren, I have to ask you, okay, so you have been at the forefront of huge advances in the dance music scene.
Yeah.
Is there any standout moments for you?
Wow, there's too many to mention, really. I've been blessed. I'm 47 now, and I could quite easily drop dead now and say I've done everything I needed to do. It's like I've done the main stages of Glastonbury, the pyramid stages. I've done everything in Ireland I could possibly do, and I love Ireland. For me, this is one of my favourite places. Working with Bono and The Edge and that when I was with Underworld, going over to their studio, working with those guys. You know,
You've literally done everything.
Yeah, I've, you know, so that's what I mean.
Keep gloating, like this is amazing.
Yeah, but I don't. I try not to. So I suppose I've had a couple of drinks.
It's great to know. It's brilliant.
Well, no, it's just nice to when you look back, you forget how many things you've done, and I try to push forward and doing different things, and you know, and just do what I do.
I get you.
You get me.
So with dance music these days, is there anyone that stands out to you at the moment?
Oh mate, there's too many sort of producers. There's so many producers, right?
Have you got a favourite though?
No. There's never favourites. You know, my old school favourites, of course. That man in there, he's got my back. I've got his back. He's definitely got my back today. Doing this for him. You know, this is all about Cole today. But you know, I do tracks, put stuff out on his label Intake. Laurent Garnier, you know, one of my favourite DJs, which we're very similar in our tastes, I think. You know, and there's little young kids, you know, like Saytek, who's on my D-Tone label. I've got a label called D-Tone now, and we're trying to push the new breed, the new kids coming through. So,
those are good picks. Now, I have to tell you, Darren, right, strolling across the tent earlier on, and I seen you were in like a zen mode. You had your headphones in, you were flaked out on the sofa. Is that something that you normally do before your sets?
No, it's because I was really fecking tired.
Here's me thinking you were in like a zen moment, you're getting prepped.
You're all laughing. I was fecking tired, mate. And then a fly went up my nose. I was like, oh.
You can never prepare for them flies going up the nose. Never prepare.
Well, listen,
so you don't normally do that before a set?
You know. No, before I usually have like a couple of drinks and get down.
Get the G
but this
on.
time I didn't. I had a couple of Milky Ways and a couple of coffees.
Get a sugar rush.
Roll for your kids. Milky Ways and coffees all the way.
Absolute sound advice. I love that. Now, come here, Darren. I have to ask her. Okay, mad funny question. If someone was to make a documentary of your career so far, what would you want the title to be? Be creative.
Oh, don't say that. I'm still tired and I need coffees and Milky Ways for that.
Call it coffees and Milky Ways.
Here you go. Coffees and Milky Way.
Love it. Thank you so much, Darren. Mwah. Thank you.
Party, well, you won't know that because it's done. But we're going to go to the after.
We're going to go. Okay, bye. Hello, Carl Cox. How are you doing?
I'm very well, thank you.
So I just want to say what a privilege it is to be chatting to you today. I know all my friends would be super jealous that I am having the chats with you. So it's been about 10 years since you were on our Emerald Isles. Do you remember that gig back in the Red Box?
I actually do, you know. I mean, the thing is, they've always been unforgettable every time I played here, and everyone really kind of misses the time that I don't play here, and they're screaming at me, when are you coming back? When are you coming back? So I had no choice to come back at this time. But yeah, every time I played there, it was always magical, really.
Yeah, bigger and better this time out now.
Yeah, slightly. I mean, I just looked out here now in this castle, and it is phenomenal. Yeah, really great response.
Also, so you had an immensely successful career, residency, should I say, in space. 15 years, like a whopping 15 years, from 2001 to 2016. Yeah. Is there a special memory or something that like really sticks out for you, or a DJ or something you will always remember from that time?
I think probably the first time I played there, where Pepe, who owns the club, and Fritz, who was managing the club at the time, where they basically saw who I actually was as a guy that was playing for them, but they saw a bit more from me as a person. And when they came to me afterwards to say that, would you like to be one of our residents at the club? I mean, there was no UK DJ that was asked to do that. I was the very first one. So I really have a great affinity with the club and what it stands for. And then I think probably that time and the other time is when we actually played the Terrace for the first time in 1996, and we had Radio 1. Actually, it was an after party for Radio 1, and the Terrace was born after we basically took the decks from behind the bar, we put them into the kind of dance floor area of the Terrace on a wallpaper-based table, and then we got a flag from space, we put it on behind us, sort of thing, and we turned the speakers down on the dance floor, and 1,000 people turned up.
Amazing!
It was absolutely nuts, yeah.
God, I would have been loved to be in there. So come here. So from finishing up at Space, what is happening with your newfound time? Is it like family, friends, studio time, or just chilling out?
It's definitely not just chilling out. I wouldn't think no. To be honest, I mean, I run my own kind of motorsport team called Cox Motorsport, running sidecars and motorcycles. I actually do a bit of racing myself, drag racing and hill climb racing and stuff. So I feel like
man of many talents.
Yeah, well, you know, I try. I'm still here. So I think the talent is still being here, I think. But I have fun doing that, yeah.
Well, has motocross always been something that you've been really into?
I have, yeah. I mean, I've always, from a child, I've always been kind of erratic on push bikes.
The best of us are.
And jumps, and you know, trying to jump as high as you can and trying to go as fast as I can. I've always been into it. I love my cars and I love my motorcycles.
So I read a little article just a couple of days ago that you're thinking about bringing back Space. Is this true? And can I get a ticket in, please?
Yes, it's very true, and of course we will be invited. Well, once I know where I'm going to make this, but you know what, I lost my home. I need to build a new one. I have to. I don't think there's anyone else that can do it. I spoke to Pepe. He's really into the fact that I want to do this on the behalf of him and leave a legacy, because he's now 82, 83 years old now. If I take over the reins of what he's has done, and then to bring it back on the island, because at the moment it has a massive hole there, and that hole is space. It needs to be filled again. And so only the other day where I was thinking about telling people about what I would like to do, and then it came out.
Yeah, it snowballed. It snowballed.
It really has, yeah.
So come here, also going back to now Ibiza, you did a couple of series, little parties over the summer, the one night stand parties. Is there a chance of branding that out outside of Ibiza, do you think?
Yeah, I think so. I think what's really nice about it is that the idea is that we just make the party. So whether the music is underground, overground, whether it's techno, drum and bass, whatever, the idea is that we have a really great time based on our ethos of what we created in Ibiza. So the one night stand parties really is to kind of turn it into the parties that I really want people to have in that club or that area. And it worked really well in Ibiza this year, especially DC10 was just phenomenal. Yeah. Absolutely.
There's no slowing you down, is there?
No, I know. I was thinking to myself, I really do need a holiday, you know, and here I am.
Well, come here. Back in the day, you also opened up the nightclub Shoom in the 80s, 90s, is that right?
Yeah.
How relevant and how important was that night to the club scene, to where we are today?
Well, the thing was about Shoom, it was Danny Rampling's kind of ideal of bringing that style of music to London. And I remember it really vividly, because at the time, Danny came to me when I was playing another nightclub, playing house music and techno music from the 80s. And he really wanted me to be a part of what he believes is something that was fresh, exciting, interesting, futuristic. So I was like, yes, I'm there. I'll get into that. But also, I had a sound system, so it was good that I had a sound system, put that in and DJ'd at the same time. And the thing is that about the fitness centre where it was in Southwark Street, it was just a fitness centre. It was, you know, I remember going down down the stairs, and they had all these machines and balls and all the sorts of things in there.
We're getting real turbo.
Yeah, and then we're like getting hold of them, throwing them at the back. and it was just a room, you know, and they put all the banners in around and black light and stuff and smoke machine, and that was it. We let everyone in, and they just chat to the sound of the underground for the whole day, for the whole duration.
That is amazing. So, so you play live sets, and that is what is your thing and what makes you so amazing. But has there ever been, you know, that one time, and you can read a crowd really well, but is there ever one time that, you know, the crowd wasn't feeling it, or, you know, it just wasn't happening? How do you bring them back?
Well, you know what, I was actually quite challenged in some ways in Sète in France, and I actually did a funk and soul and disco party in the beach in Sète, about 8,000 people with Giles Peterson, and it was amazing. It worked really well. And then I went back 2 years later to do the same thing, and as I was playing the same kind of set, and no one danced. You know, three people were going, "This is amazing. This is really eclectic." And I'm thinking, why are they dancing? So I stopped the music, and I said in my French accent, you know, a terrible English French accent, I said, "What music do you want to hear?" And they said, and they shouted at me, "House music." And I went, "House music?" They went, "Yeah." I said, "Techno music." They went, "Yeah." I went, "Oh, well, there you go then."
And that was it.
I'll just change it, and then they want to be fun and happy. So yeah, stop the music, find out what they want, and then if that's what they want, then I'll play that.
Yeah, well, fair play, fair play. How would you go about prepping for a set like today?
It's a bit difficult with something like here because they're quite young. So even if I played a record from 10 years ago, they're gonna know it's fresh. So, but also I can't lose my own integrity of the music that I'm known for playing. So I'm not going to be that easy on them.
Yes.
But I will
always introduce them to new stuff, isn't it?
But I will, you know, introduce them into what the music is today and around with it, and a few classics what got me here in the first place.
Brilliant. From a man of your wisdom, you know, building a team for success, it's all about teamwork, you know, and teamwork makes the dream work, as we say. But is there any traits when you're working with people and in business that you look for, going forward?
Yeah, most of it is passion, you know, and how they feel about their position and doing what they do. Because I mean, when I started DJing myself, you know, it wasn't about building an empire in any way, shape or form. It wasn't about being #1 DJ or being known worldwide. I just loved doing what I do with a vengeance in some ways. You know, I want you to hear this amazing tune and share the love of the music in that way. And if you've got a good family of people who also feel the same way, and then they're the ones that are going to be with you forevermore. I mean, my tour manager, Ian, he's been with me for the last 20 years. And yeah, I don't pay him at all. He just does it for the love.
Just loves hanging out with you.
That's right. No, baby gets paid.
But come here, look, I wish you all the best later on today, and thank you so much for coming back. And yeah, lovely to meet you.
You too, thank you. And it's, you know, it's not raining.
I know.
You know,
it's on your side. It's on your side. It's on your side.
Ah, it's beautiful. Thank you.
Thank you. I don't know about you, Kellyanne, but that is insane.
What an amazing gig. We hope you guys enjoyed it just as much as we did.
You can catch Remy and Joe, our West Coast team, down Electric Picnic this time next week.
Also, don't forget to follow us and subscribe to our Facebook and YouTube channels, as well as irishmedianetworks.com.
You can comment below and let us know what venue or gig we should hit in your city. That is it from About Last Night team of Dublin. I'm Saraya Ryan.
And I'm Kellyanne Brennan.